The process by which the BRICS plus countries would leave the United Nations to form a new, Good Nations, GN institution would be a revolutionary and carefully orchestrated undertaking. It would unfold in a step-by-step manner, designed to delegitimize the old system while rapidly building the credibility and functionality of the new one. Here is a plausible step-by-step breakdown of how this geopolitical restructuring would occur. Phase 1. Covert preparation and consensus building. This initial phase is critical and would happen behind the scenes, away from the public eye, to ensure the plan is fully formed and has broad support before it is announced. Step 1. The secret, Rio Committee, is formed. Following a major global event that highlights the UN's paralysis, such as a veto of a widely supported ceasefire resolution, the leaders of the core BRICS plus nations would meet. At this summit, they would secretly form a special working group, the Rio Committee, tasked with architecting the new world order. This committee would comprise top diplomats, economists, and legal scholars from member states like China, Russia, India, Brazil, South Africa, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. Step 2. The Charter of Nations is drafted. The Rio Committee's primary task would be to draft the founding document of the new institution, the Charter of Nations. This document would be engineered as a direct moral and legal challenge to the UN Charter. Its key principles would include absolute sovereign equality, one nation, one vote, with no vetoes. Binding resolutions, decisions made by a two-thirds majority in the General Assembly would be binding on all members. A mandate for development, a core tenet would be economic justice and the right to development, with financial institutions designed to serve this purpose. Compulsory justice, a new international court with compulsory jurisdiction over all members. Step 3. The diplomatic, silent partner, campaign. With a draft charter in hand, BRICS plus diplomats would embark on a clandestine diplomatic campaign. They would visit the foreign ministries of over 100 countries in the Global South, across Africa, Latin America, and Asia, presenting the plan and securing non-binding, private commitments to join the GN once it is formally announced. This ensures that the public launch is not a leap into the unknown but the unveiling of a pre-built global coalition. Phase 2. The public schism and inauguration. This phase marks the dramatic and irreversible public break from the existing world order. Step 4. The coordinated summit declaration. The BRICS plus leaders would convene a major, highly publicized global summit. At the climax of this summit, they would jointly issue a historic declaration. This declaration would publicly condemn the UN Security Council as an illegitimate and neo-colonial relic that has failed humanity, citing specific failures like the inability to enforce ICJ rulings. They would then formally present the Charter of Nations to the world as the new, just, and moral alternative. Step 5. The simultaneous withdrawal from the United Nations. Within hours of the declaration, the ambassadors of all BRICS plus nations in New York would simultaneously deliver identical letters to the UN Secretary-General. Citing the UN's failure to uphold its own principles and following the only available historical precedent, Indonesia, 1965, the letters would state their formal and immediate withdrawal from the United Nations. This coordinated act would signal a definitive and irreparable schism. Step 6. The inaugural, Good Nations, Global Summit. Within weeks, the BRICS plus countries would host the first ever GN Global Summit, inviting all the nations that had previously given their commitment. This televised event would see the mass ratification of the Charter of Nations by over 100 countries, creating a powerful image of a new global majority and officially launching the new institution. Phase 3. Rapid institutional construction. This final phase focuses on making the GN a powerful and functional reality, demonstrating its superiority over the old, paralyzed UN system. Step 7. The first binding resolutions. The new GN General Assembly and Security Council, without vetoes, would immediately convene. Their first order of business would be to pass binding resolutions on the world's most pressing issues. For example, they would vote to universally recognize the State of Palestine, demand an immediate and internationally enforced end to the occupation, and establish the legal framework for the Levant Reconstruction and Reparations Trust. This would showcase the new body's decisiveness. Step 8. mass capitalization of the new development bank (NDB). To demonstrate their economic power, the wealthy members of the GN, particularly China, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE, would announce a massive, immediate capital injection of over $1 trillion into the NDB. The NDB would simultaneously announce its first round of low-interest, dollar-free infrastructure loans to developing nations, making the benefits of the new system tangible. Step 9. Seating the new International Court of Justice. The GN would immediately appoint a diverse panel of esteemed international jurists to its new court. The court's first act would be to accept the cases currently stalled or debated at the old ICJ and ICC, signaling that a new era of global justice and accountability has begun. This three-phase strategy, covert preparation, a dramatic public break, and rapid institutional construction, would be designed to create an irreversible momentum, presenting the world with a new, functioning reality before the old order could mount an effective political or economic response.